What's up everyone, welcome to another camera comparison video. Here are my smartphones. Please support true content. Yeah, none of these brands have ever sent me any review units. I had to spend a lot of money to buy these smartphones. Please appreciate my hard work by clicking on the like button. And if you find this video helpful, then please subscribe to this channel. What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Vivo iQOO 8 Pro, Honor Magic 3 Pro and Xiaomi Mix 4. Almost all of my subscribers have been requesting for this this camera comparison video of Vivo iQOO 8 Pro. So it's here. I had to pay about $150 extra for this Vivo iQOO 8 Pro because this one isn't available yet. I had to pay extra to get this one like ahead of time. If you end up liking this video, then please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel. Also, I had to buy all these smartphones. None of these brands have ever sent me any review units. I wish that these brands start sending me review units because I always do genuine, true camera comparison videos. One more time, if you find this video helpful, then please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel. Well, it's time to start our camera comparison video.
Now it's too late, too loud. We move through the crowd.
Well, I usually don't start with portrait photos, but this time let's start differently. This is a segment where Vivo iQOO 8 Pro should win cause it has a dedicated lens tagged with a 16 megapixel sensor for portrait photos. Let me tell you without any hanky-panky. Let me be clear. These iQOO 8 Pro portrait shots are even better than OnePlus 9 Pro portrait or bokeh photos. Well, yes, there is some type of beauty effect, but not as much as Xiaomi Mix 4, and of course, Honor Magic 3 Pro beauty effect is in another level. Honor Magic 3 Pro has overexposed the subject, lost details in the subject, applied heavy beauty effect and skin fairness. However, all these together with increased highlights and shadows turned the photos into something pretty and attractive for some people. Like the model Anna thinks she looks better on Honor Magic 3 Pro. I would prefer Vivo iQOO 8 Pro cause it has realistic replication of skin tone and colors. Also, if you check carefully, edge detection and edge cutouts are better on Vivo iQOO 8 Pro. But, yes, there is a but, Xiaomi Mix 4 definitely grabbed more details, shadows and textures are better processed, only if Xiaomi Mix 4 had a dedicated 52mm lens, then it would be the best option. I think Xiaomi at least should provide an option for digital crop-in, an option for 2x portrait photos like Honor Magic 3 Pro or Huawei P50 Pro. We have checked portrait photos, but what about human subject photos in auto mode? Have you noticed that all of these three smartphones have rendered colors with similar tonal contrast? The difference is actually in saturation and white balance. The differences are actually preferential. Quality of the photos are not that different. Based on personal preferences, you may like the one that matches to your requirements. All have above average details. Once again, there are some beauty effect added on the subject. Mix 4 has warm tone. Honor Magic 3 Pro and Vivo iQOO 8 Pro in search of brightness increased highlights. iQOO 8 Pro and Xiaomi Mix 4 exposure seems to be a bit better than Magic 3 Pro. Unlike the portrait photos, iQOO 8 Pro doesn't have that correct skin tone and dynamic range is also not as good as Xiaomi Mix 4. It is very difficult to judge, but if you consider all the aspects, then I would go with Xiaomi Mix 4. But it is for sure, iQOO 8 Pro isn't far behind. I'm a bit disappointed with the performance of Honor Magic 3 Pro. Most of the smartphones struggled to reproduce this photo. Mi 11 Ultra and Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra did better than Xiaomi Mix 4. If we put those two out of equation, then Xiaomi Mix 4 did the best among all other Android smartphones. Better color grading, better exposure, better noise removal. Okay, check the picture in the middle. What happened to Vivo iQOO 8 Pro? Actually, Xiaomi Mix 4 has done better in indoor artificial light environment. Check the name of the shop, Clerks, at the background. Check details and textures in the foreground. Yes, iQOO 8 Pro comes close, but not better. Definitely these are not the best camera smartphones out there, but considering the price and specifications, Xiaomi Mix 4, Vivo iQOO 8 Pro and Honor Magic 3 Pro all have the potential to perform better. Once again, all of these three performs quite similarly and sometimes they have produced almost identical photos, but there are a few issues that heavily hurts the quality. White balance jumps back and forth between Xiaomi Mix 4 and Honor Magic 3 Pro. iQOO 8 Pro most of the time has more stable and natural tone. Highlight and vibrance also fluctuates and varies in different lighting condition, but yeah, iQOO 8 Pro managed to get more realistic rendition of colors. Even if it has less details, it processed with sharpness, there is clarity. Mix 4, yeah, definitely got more details, but Honor Magic 3 Pro photos are more eye-pleasing cause it has high ambience. Well, let us check some daytime photos. I have checked all the photos, a lot of photos, and then handpicked these photos to share with you. As I was using Huawei P50 Pro for last few days, all of these three smartphones made me understand super flagships are really unbeatable. Yes, I have taken all the photos with AI disabled and HDR was set to auto. Honor Magic 3 Pro has a bit of a warm tone, processed shadows with efficiency but frequently failed to grab enough details. High midtones and high contrast sometimes helps to produce photos that looks good, but that's no way a good representation of reality. Xiaomi Mix 4 photos also have a bit warm tone and saturation, but Mix 4 produced photos with high shadow and high vibrance. Yeah, you can see the difference here. Sometimes Honor Magic 3 Pro do this in indoor environment and sometimes Mix 4 do the same in outdoor environment. But under bright daylight, Mix 4 has very good highlight management and wider dynamic range. Altogether, Mix 4 photos are really almost social media ready and not that far from reality. iQOO 8 Pro white balance seems to be a bit better. It was better in indoor environment, it's better in outdoor environment, but tonal contrast isn't that good. Details and texture processing performance is like a ride on a roller coaster, sometimes very good and sometimes just average. The truth is, iQOO 8 Pro photos replicates the real scene. I mean, when it performs great. Considering color rendition and exposure performance, I would go with iQOO 8 Pro. But I need to mention, these are the photos where we can find huge differences in performance. And in many other photos, all of these three smartphones performed very similarly, especially Xiaomi Mix 4 and Magic 3 Pro actually performed more consistently. Ultra-wide performance of these smartphones are pretty similar to those main sensor performance, as iQOO 8 Pro has a better 48 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide photos. I had better expectations. Again, as Xiaomi Mix 4 got that freeform lens on top of its ultra-wide sensor, I also have expected something better. But no, in reality none of these could manage to pull a stunner. In general, yes, iQOO 8 Pro has managed to get more details, but Mix 4 has better dynamic range and exposure, while Magic 3 Pro falls behind of these two. Unbelievable. I was like crazy. When I have started to check the photos, I didn't believe it, cause Honor Magic 3 Pro comes with a 64 megapixel sensor sitting underneath that 3.5x periscope lens. Yes, Mix 4 got a true 120mm periscope lens for 5x zoom, though this is crazy. The differences at 5x zoom is way too much to be easily accepted. Xiaomi Mix 4 has grabbed more details, processed it with sharpness, color grading is way better, it has all the elements to beat the other two at 5x zoom photos. iQOO 8 Pro performance is really awful. I even doubt whether it took 5x zoom photos with the main sensor and then applied digital crop in. For sure, under-display camera of Mix 4 isn't as great as other conventional selfie cameras, especially under bright sunlight. It sometimes fails to maintain good exposure, but if you take selfies in soft light condition, it performs very good. Anyway, iQOO 8 Pro produced sharper selfie photos with more details, almost perfect color rendition, but heavy beauty effect. On the other hand, Magic 3 Pro has better white balance, Beauty effect is similar to iQOO 8 Pro, but in some occasions it's slightly heavier. Color rendition isn't that good on Magic 3 Pro, very high midtones and vibrance. Bokeh effect is good on all of these three smartphones, but I would choose Vivo iQOO 8 Pro bokeh photos cause it has better edge detection and separation line blend is almost like a flagship. There is no unnecessary cutouts or artifacts and it has better color grading. Which one do you think has done better? What's your thought on this Xiaomi Mix 4 selfie camera? All of these three actually performs like flagships, but that's it. We need to control our expectations. Yes, sometimes Mix 4 has performed like a super flagship, but not all the time. Color grading and details are certainly better on Mi 11 Ultra, but the differences are very minimum. Magic 3 Pro performed well when I have compared it with Mi 11 Ultra and Huawei P50 Pro, so it really gave hard time to Mix 4 and iQOO 8 Pro. But my star of the night mood is Vivo iQOO 8 Pro. Yes, it sometimes rendered colors with an awkward color curve, but most of the time it passed my test DENS. As mentioned earlier, details are better on Mix 4, but iQOO 8 Pro and Magic 3 Pro are pretty close. I would say exposure is better on Vivo iQOO 8 Pro cause it managed to increase brightness and highlights without blowing out the subject or background. Noise and grains are also similar on iQOO 8 Pro and Mix 4, but one more time, iQOO 8 Pro is edge ahead. Finally, shadows are definitely better on iQOO 8 Pro.
We dance in the dark, but I see you.
These video clips were recorded in 4K 30 frames per second. I wanted to check whether gimbal stabilization works in 4K videos or not. Yes, Vivo iQOO 8 Pro comes with gimbal stabilization, Mix 4 has OIS, and Honor Magic 3 Pro has, nothing but EIS. How come Honor has done that to their flagship? No OIS on main sensor? Anyway, iQOO 8 Pro has wider dynamic range, Mix 4 has correct skin tone, details and textures are better on iQOO 8 Pro. Color grading? Wow, that's a crazy task to judge, but yes, Mix 4 did better. Please check carefully and let me know in the comment section which smartphone has better stabilization. Among these three, I will stick to Xiaomi Mix 4. What about you? Please make a comment and let me know. Also, if you have liked this video, then please click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel.
What I need you to do is love me. Love me. What I need